Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to yoga, sponsored by the Douglas Library. I'm just getting all set up here. So if you don't mind, have a seat wherever you are, whatever's comfortable in your home. It looks like Mr. Edgar is going to join us this morning, so I hope you don't mind. And I just want to first off let everybody know that when it comes to doing yoga, please don't push yourself. It's more about connecting with your mind and body. Yes, there's movement. Yes, there's strength. Yes, there's stretching and things like that. But just only go to what feels right. Okay? Appreciate it. Little disclaimer there. So starting in a nice seated position and feeling your sit bones rooted into the earth, nice and comfortable, and just kind of connect and notice how you're feeling this morning. Like, are you feeling a little tired, a little anxious? Whatever it is, just, let it be and just notice it. And then if you can, move that aside and kind of connect with your breath. Nice big inhale and exhale. Let's just start with a nice neck roll. So drop your chin down to your chest and then move your ear over to the left. And you're over to the left. And then take your nose and draw it down to your left knee. And you should feel a nice stretch along the right side of your neck. Just kind of getting that stretched out. And then roll your nose forward so your ear is facing your left shoulder. And then come on back up. Just pause. And then drop your chin down to your chest. And then roll your ear towards your right shoulder. And then if you want to, you can take your nose and kind of point it down towards your right knee. So now you feel a good stretch along the left side of your neck. And then bring your ear towards your left shoulder and then come on back up. All right, let's just start with some shoulder rolls. So bring your shoulders up to your ears, bring your shoulders back, your shoulder blades come together and roll back down. And then bring your shoulders forward and up and around. And just start loosening up all around. Yes, the shoulders and then the neck. And maybe get the breath into it. Inhale up and drop your shoulders down. And then forward. Inhale up and drop your shoulders down. And then let's go in the opposite direction. So bring your shoulders up. Now bring your shoulders forward, down, and back. And really get those shoulder blades together when you come back. So come forward. And notice if anything's kind of cracking, not cracking in a bad way, but just kind of opening up. And one more time around, just loosening up. And then come to stillness. All right, I'm going to lift my right arm up. Left hand is going to go down to the floor and then just arch over. We'll start getting a little bit more into the sides. Goodness knows we've probably been sitting a lot or not. Hopefully people have been getting out and walking. And then come on back up. And the left arm comes up and then just arch over. Feeling a nice opening. Breathing in and breathing out. And then come on back up. All right, I'm going to bring my right hand up and bring it to the left knee, twisting around, releasing the center of the body. And then come on back around and pause. Okay, left arm up and bring the left hand to the right knee, twist around to the right, just starting to move in different planes. And then come on back up and clasp your hands behind you. Open up your chest, feeling a nice big opening all the way across. Good for the posture. Just kind of getting all that sticky stuff around our chest because we might have been hunching over, texting or reading or whatever we do in our forward plane, right? And then come on back around and clasp forward. Press your palms forward. And then come on back down to stillness. Okay, let's come around to tabletop. All right. So doing a couple of cat-cows. So bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Round your back like an angry cat. Feel those vertebrae arch up. And then exhale down. And then inhale, round back up. And exhale down, nice and slow. Okay, if it's morning time for you, it's really good to maybe just take it nice and easy going back and forth. You don't want to jar anything. Coming back down. And then round your back up one more time. And drop your belly down. All right, now come into stillness again. Now what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to take your right foot out to the side and just plant your right foot down. And then again, we're going to do some cat-cow. So round your arch your back up and then drop your belly down. And notice if you're feeling a stretch on that inner thigh. And then round up and drop it back down. And one more time, round up and drop it back down. Okay, bring the right knee in. Now let's bring the left foot out and ground the foot down, okay? And again, round your back up like a cat. And drop your belly, feeling that inner thigh stretch. And inhale, round your back up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, round your back up. And then exhale all the way back down. All right, come on back to tabletop. We're going to do a really quick bird dog. So bring your right leg way out, parallel to the floor, and bring your left arm forward, okay? And feel a nice balance there. And then bring your left hand down, right knee down, okay? Left leg out, right arm forward, and just hold it for a minute. So now we're going to start bringing it into movement. Okay, so right leg, left arm, straight out. And then come on back down. Right arm, left leg, straight out. Come on back down. One more time around. Right leg, left arm. Come on back down. Right arm, left leg, straight out. And come on back down. All right, so let's come into our first downward dog. So curl your toes. Lift your sit bone nice and slowly. And keep your knees bent. Okay, it's not about straightening them out immediately. We're still warming up. And just take some nice inhales and exhales here. Just feeling a nice lengthening. Maybe you'll bend one knee, bend the other. Just feeling a little bit of movement back and forth in the calves, in the back of your legs. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your feet behind your hands, come into a nice forward fold, and hang out there for a minute. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands to the floor. As a matter of fact, everybody should have their knees bent because, again, we're still warming up. You don't want to strain anything. Maybe bring your hands to the opposite elbows and you can kind of move back and forth, feeling a little bit more lengthening in the arms and lower back. Just notice where you're feeling it. And then bring your hands to your knees and inhale halfway up. Nice flat back. And then exhale, fold down. Bend your knees a little bit, and we're going to stand all the way up. So stand all the way up, reaching your arms out to the side, fingertips all the way up, and then come on all the way back down. All right. Standing up. Let's keep continually moving a little bit. So come on up on your toes and back on your heels. Just feeling all the different muscles in the bottoms of your feet, whether you're on a carpet or, which I am, or a hardwood floor. Just feeling everything down there, okay? And then bend your knees a little bit, and let's just circle our hips around a little bit. So we've been kind of going forward, back, side to side. Let's move around in different directions. And then go around in the other way, nice and slow, just getting things to move. All right, so we're going to do a little mind stuff, okay, just to keep warming up. So bring your right arm up and your left knee up, and then just touch. And if that doesn't work, you can just bring your hands down to your side, wherever it works, and bring it up. And let's do the other side. And just go back and forth, hand to knee, hand to knee. And see, it's interesting because doing this, you're starting to feel your balance. Like I'm trying to do it nice and slow, but because we're doing a twist, you might find yourself doing a little bit of balance. But this is a nice way to kind of warm up your body. Just a couple more times. And keep your hands up. And now let's do the opposite way. So bend your left knee back, reach around with your right knee back, left hand, back and forth. So now we're going back. And you may not touch your heels, that's all right. Just kind of do the movement to kick back and forth. Again, we're loosening everything up. We don't have to do poses, traditional yoga poses to warm up. All right, now let's put it in a circle, okay? So right hand to left knee, left hand, right knee. Come on back down. Left hand, right heel, right hand, left heel, okay? One more, we'll go do it the opposite way. Left knee, left hand, right knee, right hand, left knee, okay? Left hand, right heel, right hand, left heel. Too much fun. All right, come on up to the front of your mat. And again, just rooting down. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Keep your knees bent. Hands to your knees. Inhale halfway up. Crown of the head forward. Hips back. Okay, sit bone back. Exhale down. Bring your right foot way back. Bring your right knee down. And then let's come up into a nice low lunge. So the left knee is right over the ankle. You can reach your arms up, feeling a nice stretch, possibly in the right quadricep, hopefully, getting into some deep hip flexor muscles. This is so good for all of us that sit a lot. We really need to do some kind of stretch like this every day. And then bring your hands down. All right, step the left foot back into tabletop. Come into like a knee plank and lower yourself nice and slowly down. So your hands are down by your side. Your elbows are down by your sides. And then lift your collarbone up. You can certainly, for those that have been practicing for a while, press your hands into the ground and maybe lift up a little higher. That's a nice way of keeping your elbows in and getting a little bit of strength and, of course, stretch through the front of the body. Exhale down. Come on back to that plank, knee plank, and then sit back in a child's pose. Just sit back for a moment, and any time that you want to relax, you can come to this position. This is a nice restorative position. And then come on back to tabletop. Curl your toes under. downward facing dog. And breathe. So you're placing your index and your thumb into the earth. Taking some inhales and exhales. When you're ready, walk your feet behind your hands. Come into that forward fold. Hands to your lower thighs. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And then stand nice and slowly. Really grounding your feet into the earth. And then come on back down. Hands to center, to your heart center so you can connect. And come on all the way down and relax. All right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way back down. Hands to your thighs. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Now let's bring our left foot way back. Bring that left knee down, coming into a nice low lunge. So remember, knee is over ankle. Reach your arms up. And see if you can kind of move that right hip back just a little bit. It's a nuance of a move, but it'll help you keep a little bit more balanced. And then bring your hands down by your front foot. Let's step back into tabletop. And then bring your toes together and sit and V your knees out and sit back in a child's pose. A reminder that you can always come into a nice calming position here. Doesn't even have to be during yoga class. This is just a great restorative that will help with your muscles and tissues or even any kind of agitation you may be having. And then come on up to tabletop. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Nice big inhale and exhale. All right, walk your feet behind your hands. Forward fold. Feet are about hip width distance apart, not far. And then we're going to come into chair. So bend your knees, okay, and then slowly come up. And you can see that hopefully you can. I know this is all on YouTube. And reach your arms up. So I'm bending my knees a little bit like I'm sitting back towards a chair. I'm not 90 degrees with my thighs, but sitting back and feeling how I'm rooting my feet down and engaging my thighs. Getting nice and strong through all those sit bones and the hips. And keep holding it there. You're definitely leaning a little bit more on your heels, okay? And then slowly come on all the way up. Bring your hands into prayer through center and pause. All right, one more time. Let's just sit back in a chair. Nice chair. Sit there and really, really feel what's going on with the legs. You know how they just fire up and know exactly what needs to happen to keep you there. And then lengthen your legs and fold forward or keep your knees bent. And then hands on your knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Okay, let's bring our right foot way back. We're going to come into a runner's lunge. So your hands, now you can certainly drop that right knee if this is too much. Or you can keep your leg up. And it's a nice good stretch for that hip flexor. And obviously it's a little bit more challenging. So bring the right hand down and left arm up for a twist. Just twisting around, moving that left hip back just a little bit, but feeling the length and all the different movements that you need to do to get into this position. And then bring the hand back down. Drop the right knee if it was up. Come on back to that kind of knee plank. Lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Elbows down by the sides. Lift your collarbone up. Lift up. Exhale down. Come on back to that plank. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Ooh, nice big inhale. And exhale. Ooh, yeah. All right. Walk your feet behind your hands. Forward fold. Let's sit back into chair. So bend your knees. Come on up. And and obviously if this is not working for you, just stand up. But it's kind of nice to get some movement, some blood going on in that lower body, right? And then come on back up. Bring your hands into prayer, down to your heart center and pause. Gets my heart rate up, that's for sure. All right, sit back into chair. We got to do the other side, but let's hold chair. And feel like maybe you're squeezing something on your inner thighs. That might help a little bit. And then fold forward. Bring your left leg back. And again, you can drop that left knee. I forgot to neglect to say you can also have blocks underneath your hands, or if you have books that you want to use, if this is a little bit too intense for you, there's all kinds of options. Bring your left hand down and your right arm up to the sky. So reversing around to the other side. So the left rib cage is coming towards your right inner thigh. Twisting around. And then bring the right hand back down and bring that left foot next to your right. Come into a nice forward fold. Sit back into chair. Come on up. Bend your knees. Yeah. Sitting back. And then remember, you're really using this. So even if you have this idea, you can even bring your hands if you want to, unless you have a block, on your inner thighs, and then just press your thighs against your hands just to get a little bit more engagement. And then when you're ready, stand all the way up, hands into prayer. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale, checking in with how you're feeling. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, fly down. All right, let's just do a standard half vinyasa here. Halfway up. Exhale down, half sun salutation. All right, bring your right foot back. We're going to come into warrior two. So you're bringing that right foot on a 45-degree angle. Maybe line up the heel with the arch, or the heel with the heel, the back heel, the left heel with the back heel. Bending the right knee, making sure it's not falling in, but straight over that front foot, that left foot. And then if you want to, you can bring your arms out to a T and just feel all the different rooting that's going on with the left foot and the right foot. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Getting strong. Inhale and exhale. Stretching out different places too. Hold your arms out. Inhale and exhale. Okay, from palm up to the sky, right hand down, reverse the warrior. So that left hand is coming back and you're stretching all along those left rib cage, the left side. And then come on back up to warrior two. Let's windmill our hands down towards the floor. Drop that right knee. So you swivel the right foot back. Come into that knee plank. Lower yourself all the way down. Tops of the feet to the floor. Come on up to a baby cobra. Maybe you want to come up, just lift the collarbones up. Lift your hands up and bring your shoulder blades together. You may want to try that. Then exhale down. Come on back to downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. And breathe. That was Edgar coughing, by the way. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, walk your feet behind your hands. By the way, notice which foot you use to walk yourself up. I've been noticing I've been using my left foot a lot, so I'm being more conscious about using my right foot when you do the walking forward. hands to your thighs. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. And then stand all the way up. Reach your hands all the way up. Hands into prayer. Exhale all the way back down. And pause. Check in with yourself. Check in with the breath. All right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Let's fly down. Okay. Hands to your knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Okay. Left foot's going to come back into warrior two. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see me better. So I'm bending my right knee. My left foot is in a 45-degree angle, coming up. Okay. And the left rib cage is going back. So you're facing the left side of your mat, and arms out to a T, and just hold it there and taking some nice inhales and exhales and just staying in the pose. We're not moving. Sometimes we straighten the front leg out and whatnot, but sometimes holding it really gives you more strength, more stability. And taking some nice inhales and exhales. And notice when you exhale, you maybe relax more into the pose, although you are definitely getting more strength. One more inhale and exhale. Okay, back palm to the back leg, reverse the warrior, stretch over. Feeling a nice big stretch along now the right rib cage. And just hold it there, keeping the right knee bent if it's in your practice today. And then come on back up to warrior two, hands on your hips, and then just walk your feet together to the front of your mat. And come up on your toes and back on your heels. Just checking in with yourself. I got to get a drink of water. Maybe you do too, because we're going to be coming into some fun balancing poses, okay? All right. This will be fun. So this is the, what is this called now? The dancing Ganesha, okay? So let's just start by coming onto our back on our heels and up on our toes, okay? Getting rooted. And then start lifting the right knee up. So you're definitely rooting that left foot back, okay? And then bring the right knee out to the side. And if you need to bring that right toe up and down to get balance, that's okay. And by the way, you're at home. Grab a wall, grab a chair if you need to. That's okay. Okay, but see if you can challenge yourself even for 1 second, having your knee out to the side and just getting that balance. So using that left leg. Bring your hands into prayer. You can totally stay here, or like your hands are pressing a piece of paper or pane of glass, okay? Keep pressing it and start moving that left arm up to the sky, and then the right arm stays in your heart center. And if you can, look up towards your left hand and just hold it there. It's a fun Ganesha. Such a wonderful Hindu god of, I believe, businessmen and whatnot. It means change. There's a change coming, new beginnings. And then come on back down. Keep that knee up. Now bring your hands out to cactus. And you can bring your arms out. That's a Shiva. That's another way. Like you're holding something with your hands, okay? Start moving your right knee forward and your left arm forward. So you're coming into a standing twist. And just stare at something that's not moving on the floor, holding yourself up, relaxing into the pose, breathing. And then come on back around. And then come on back down. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. Yes. All right, other side. And we always have fun. One side's always a little bit more fun than the other, right? So start lifting the left leg up. You can bring your hands into prayer, or you can start with your hands on your hips, whatever works for you. Left knee goes out to the side, however high you want it, or not high, or do the toe touch if you need to. Okay. Right arm's going to go up to the sky. Left hand stays in the heart center. And if you can, look up towards that right hand. Or not. Or stare at something on the floor that's not moving. But hold yourself in this beautiful position. And come on back down to prayer. Now bring your arms into cactus. Okay, and hands out. Now we're in a Shiva pose. And then the left knee comes forward, right hand comes forward into a standing twist. And just hold yourself there. Again, stare at something on the floor. Too much fun, huh? Come on back around, hands into prayer, and come on back down. Ah, nice big inhale and exhale. We're going to do a double duty balance today, all right, since we're doing all the chairs. Take your right leg, cross it over your left knee. You can totally stay here. Or if you want to, start bending that left knee. So you can stay here. This is one option. We're not going into what some people may think that we're coming into eagle. It's actually just a standing cross-legged. You can also start bringing your ankle up to the top of your left knee and then sitting back like chair. This is just the pose. Just being here, you can bring your hands into prayer, you can keep your hands, or you can bring your arms up. Just bending that left leg. Now again, you can have your right toe down and lift it up occasionally, but we're working that left leg, right? Kind of doing this standing sit. And then bring your hands down to your sides. Slowly come up and pause. Definitely that left leg's on fire, huh? All right. So now we'll take the left leg, cross it over if this is where you're at. Now you're going to bend that right knee a little bit and go what works for you. You can do the cross knee with the left knee bent over the top of the right knee. You can sit back. You can bring your hands into prayer and just find something to stare at on the floor, noticing all the different muscles you're using. Also noticing if one side's a little weaker than the other. Good information, right? And then slowly come back up. Release. Too much fun. Okay. Come on up to the front of your mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fly down. Come on down to tabletop and then come to child's pose. So bring your toes together, V your knees out. You can stretch your arms way forward. You can bring your arms down by your sides. Whatever works for you. Again, this is a lovely restorative pose that is really good at some of the muscles we have. We think that when they're feeling like really strained, we need to stretch them out. Sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times we just need to rest. And this is a lovely resting pose. All right, come on down to your bellies, all the way down. Lower yourself all the way down. All right. So bring your hands out front like you're karate chopping the earth. Okay, so my thumbs are up to the sky. And we'll do a little belly bird dog, I'll call it, all right? So right arm comes up, left leg comes up. So feel that nice X across the body. So from that right fingertips all the way back to the left toes. And then come on back down. Left arm comes up, right leg comes up. And if you can, try and look down at your mat and just listen to me because I don't want you to strain your neck. All right, now let's move it a little bit. So right arm up, left leg up, hold it up there, and then bring it back down, and then left arm, right leg up, hold it up, and bring it back down. All right, maybe inhale, right arm, left leg, And then exhale it down. Left arm, right leg up. Exhale down. Let's do it one more time because it's such a great movement for a lot of muscles. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale down. Left arm, right leg up. Exhale down. All right. Take your palms, stack them. Relax a cheek down. Maybe bend your knees, and you can windshield wiper them side to side, just loosening up your back a little bit. All right. And then bring your toes back down. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms facing the earth. Okay, we're going to come up into locust now. So lift the back of your arms up so your palms are facing down towards the earth. You feel your shoulder blades coming together. Now lift the collarbone up. Totally stay here. This is an incredible opener. If you want, you can lift your thighs off the ground and just breathe into it. Your heart rate and whatnot changes because this isn't an abnormal pose. Plus, we're pressing down. But see if you can hold it up. And in a sense, relax into this pose. And then stack your arms the opposite way and relax your opposite cheek down. And just feel everything just kind of just go into the earth, right? And then windshield wiper, side to side. Just loosening up. All right. And then come on up on your elbows and let's bend our right leg. Reach around with your right hand. Press your foot or your ankle or whatever's there into your hand. You can certainly use a towel to wrap around if you can't reach it, or a strap, anything that will work that won't hurt you. I don't think a rubber band, any of those stretchy bands will work. It has to be kind of solid because you want to feel that nice stretch, opening up that front quadricep and all those hip flexors again, and also getting a shoulder opening. And then bring it back down and pause and notice how that right leg is feeling nice and good. Now bend the left leg, reach around, press your hand, press your foot into your hand, feeling the opening. Take note if one side's a little stickier, tighter than the other. Just hold it there for a moment. And then come on back down and sit back into child's pose. So come on up and just lean and maybe have your arms forward so you can stretch your back out. All right, let's come around to a seated pose. So feet are out forward, fingertips behind you, elongate the spine. You can flex your feet or you can bend your feet. And then inhale your arms up and exhale, just fold forward. So again, going back to what I mentioned at the beginning, that yoga is not about pushing yourself, or at least my classes or this class is not about yanking yourself into it. It's more about discovering the subtle nuances that happen when you come into these different poses, these stretches. So it doesn't matter that you can't grab your toes. It's just those light stretches that you'll feel. They kind of open up different parts of your bodies. And in particular, these forward folds that are just so soothing and relaxing. And then come on up, okay? So take your right foot, cross it over your left knee. The left arm is going to hug that right knee, and take your right hand and bring it up and around, come around to a twist. So again, you're not yanking yourself or anything into the twist. You're just letting it happen. And letting, as you go into this twist, which helps with digestion and moves the organs around in different ways, which is hopefully keeping them all healthy. And then come on back around. Straighten the leg. Bring your fingertips behind you and just do a little kind of reverse tabletop so you can stay on the ground with just your chest opening up, or you can lift your pelvis off the ground. Just opening up a little bit. And then come on back up to a seated position. Left leg crosses over. Right arm hugs it. And then left arm goes up and around, twisting around in the opposite direction. Always want to get both sides. You don't want to let one side alone, you know? You always want to think about doing both. And also, like I pointed out, if you use a certain limb first, always see if you can move it around. Like I was moving my left leg forward all the time. So now I'm being more conscious of moving my right leg. And then come on back around. Soles of the feet to the earth. And you can move your knees up and down like a butterfly or a hummingbird. Hummingbirds go a lot faster though. And then slowly fold forward, whatever works for you. And just hold out there. So this is a nice inner thigh stretch. And it really doesn't matter if you're rounding at your back, but you try not to. So if you're really, really, really rounding over, see if you can come back up and elongate at least that upper thoracic spine, your upper spine. But just again, it's not about muscling into it, but just feeling a nice opening. And then come on back up. All right, we'll come around. Actually, I'll come around this way because my microphone's here. Soles of the feet to the earth. Bring your hands behind your legs. Okay, lift one leg up, lift the other. Okay, just hold it there. Maybe let go. Yep, feeling really good here, right? In boat pose. Now we're using the whole core, working different muscles. Working what's called the psoas, which is a stabilizer, which is the reason why the psoas is this long muscle that's able to let us do things like this. And then when you're ready, bring the soles of the feet down and you're going to lower your upper body nice and slow down to the earth. Really, really, really slow so that you use and you're mindful of all of the core muscles that you're using. And now we are down. Okay. So let's come into a really quick bridge. Or actually, no, you know what? Let's do a hip opener because we were just doing some strong hip stuff. So take your right leg over the top of the left knee and leave that right knee out to the side, just like we were doing in that seated chair. Lift your left leg up. Bring your right hand through your legs and clasp your hands around the back of the left thigh. And now we're opening up that right hip, which we did work a lot in our Ganesh pose and then our seated chair one. And just feel that nice stretch. All right, relax your shoulders. Then bring your foot back down, uncross your legs. Just pause for a moment. Okay, left leg goes over the top of the right knee. Lift the left leg up. Left hand goes, right leg up. Left hand goes through your leg. Clasp your hands on the back of the right knee. Stretching out. So if your shoulders are off the ground, I would recommend bringing your right foot back down to the ground and just leaving the left knee out. And just in time, if you keep doing this nice stretch and slowly lift your right foot up in this, you'll be able to stretch possibly. Nice, good stretch there. And then bring the right foot back down. Uncross your legs. Okay, and just pause. We'll come into a quick bridge. So elbow robot your hands. So that means pushing your elbows into the earth and lift your pelvis up to the sky. Rooting, you're definitely using your heels, but see if you can root your big toe down to the earth too. So you keep your knees in line. Opening up one more chest opener. And then slowly lower yourself all the way back down. Bring your arms out to a T, and then windshield wiper your knees right and left, or left and right, whatever works for you. Just loosen up before we come into a nice Shavasana pose. So when you're ready, lengthen your legs out, bring your hands down by your sides, and really just feel the relaxation of just letting your whole body go. As I mentioned before, that sometimes we get different pains in our body, and it's natural for our body to react with kind of clenching and tensing. So maybe a preventative measure to anything happening is to just really come into a relaxed state, physically and mentally. And see if you can focus on your breath, taking some nice inhales and exhales. Maybe feeling like your skin is moving towards the ground. And if you want to, you can stay here for as long as you like. And see if you can just focus, if you do stay here, on the breath, on how the different muscles are just really letting go, instead of putting together a shopping list or something like that. And when you're ready, if you want to, you can start moving your fingers and toes, just bringing a little bit of movement back into your body. And then when you're ready, you roll over to your right side and just stay there for a moment. Just gently, we're going to gently come out of this pose. And when you're ready, you come on back up to a seated position. If you can remember which foot was in front, see if you can do the opposite, which is kind of hard to remember from the beginning of the class. But again, come to a nice, calming, seated position, letting everything just melt down. And bring your hands into prayer. And see if you can do this mantra. Maybe do it for the rest of the day. Inhale, I feel calm. Exhale, I smile. One more time. Inhale, I am calm. Exhale, I smile. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, Douglas Library, for letting this happen. Please join us again or watch other videos. We'll be keeping this going till the pandemic ends, which we hope soon. And don't forget, if you want to try out some different yoga classes, please check out your local yoga studios. There's some great teachers. So namaste. Have a wonderful day.